Okay, so it's been 6 months since. It's been 3 months since I did my COVID test. So while we're on the topic, I'm gonna talk about something while I do the COVID testing. So I received a letter in the mail. And mind you, my son is in 5th grade. So he's in 5th grade, and he's in first grade. He's in first grade. And they're already talking about, like, oh, I think your son has dyslexia. I'm like, can he learn how to read? He's just now being introduced to words. You know, he's just now being introduced to words. So how are you going to say that he has dyslexia already? He's only in first grade. He's just now learning to read. He's just now recognizing words. I think, if I'm correct, dyslexia is when you read the word, but your interpretation of the word is kind of scattered. You're reading backward. So you're recognizing the word, but you're reading everything backwards. I think that's what dyslexia is. It's a reading disorder, to where you're reading the word backwards or something like that. You can read the word, but you can recognize the letters, but you're saying, I don't know. You recognize the letter, but you're not really I'm pretty sure it's just reading it all backwards. Yeah, I think it's reading the word backwards or something like that. You're not pronouncing the word, but you're basically scattering the words, or you're reading it backwards. Something like that. I have to look it up. But I think it's something like that though. So yeah, I was like, so once, that's the thing, you don't just project a disorder onto someone. You don't say something is wrong until you go through it. Allow that person to learn how to do something first. Allow that person to master, what it is. Master them words, master them sentences, and then say, oh yes, this person has dyslexia, because they know how to read. But that's the thing. Once you know how to do something, it's easier to point out the mistakes. What's gone wrong. Like I said, he's just now learning to read. And you're already talking about something is wrong. Y'all just now start putting sentences together where he's learning now. He wasn't learning last year. He's learning how to read this year, and you're already talking about something's wrong. You didn't give it a chance. Like, that's what I say. That's what I'm talking about when you don't give chances. People don't give chances at all. They're just quick to just snatch it all away. So yeah, my first video of 3 months ago actually went through how you can do it. How you do it step by step. Because I'm not going through it step by step. I'm just doing it this time. So yeah. So yeah, that's what I said. I was like, when he's in 5th grade, let me know then. Send me that letter talking about he has dyslexia then. Because now 1st grade is a little bit too early, and I'm pretty sure they know this. It's too early to be talking about a child has this or this when they're just now learning. This is the first year. He's learning how to read, and you're talking about he has this or he has that. Can he make it to the 2nd grade? Can he try at least make it to the 2nd grade? And then you talking about, well, that's the thing. Okay, so y'all peeping that he has dyslexia. that means he know how to read. He's mastered it already. You know, y'all telling me my son about to pass? Then he about to pass because y'all already determined he has dyslexia. That means, you know, he knows how to read. He knows his words in first grade. He knows every single word. You know, he's a genius. So now you're talking about he has dyslexia. Okay, I'll take that. But I'm not going to acknowledge it. Because like I said, let me know in 5th grade when, you know, because y'all can be just saying that. That's looking at the positive side to this. That's seeing a positive in this negative situation. Okay, y'all saying my son can read. You know, he's a master at reading. So you already determined that he has dyslexia because he knows his words. He knows the words and he's, you know, but he's going about it wrong. But if we're trying to be serious about the matter, you know, all I'm saying is y'all not giving my son a chance. That wasn't me being serious. That's just like, you know, okay, I'm gonna be funny about it. But being serious, y'all not giving him a chance. Y'all just want to project. Y'all projecting dyslexia on him in the 1st grade when he hasn't even made to 2nd grade, to where y'all now, you know, y'all putting these sentences and putting the images together, and y'all are actually reading. When I was younger, I'm gonna throw this out there. When I was younger, I used to take a class. I was in this class where I had to focus. I was in a read aloud class. I forget what it was called. I think it was like 100 book challenge or something like that. But not every student got to take this class. It was specifically for those students who, I guess, struggled to read aloud or struggled to participate in reading, you know, activities with the other kids and stuff like that. Those who, you know, kind of wasn't out, you know, wasn't outgoing in that activity. So you got to pull that child aside to actually see where this child is at, because when they participate with the class, they're not really participating, you know, so you got to single this person out. So I was in that kind of class, and it was in what grade was it in? I think it was 100 big challenge. If it was 100 challenge, that was elementary. Or reading composition, I think, and that was in 6th grade. I think reading composition was in 6th grade. Cause like I said, I like writing and stuff, but at the same time, it's like when you skilled at something or you're skilled in one area, you lack in, you know, academics. You know, what society holds you accountable for. Like basically, you're held to a certain standard in society. You know, instead of your talent or your ability to be free, like now, like it's not really any expectations. I'm not held to a certain standard because I'm not in academics anymore. They hold you to a certain standard. If you don't do it this way, you know, don't do it at all. If you don't do it this way, you fail. You know, that's the hard part about academics, is because they don't accept you for you. They don't accept your gift or your talent for you. They use it as a tool. You know, you're born with this gift and it's used as a tool, and it's criticized and it's downplay. You know, they downgrade your talent, and then you walk out of school with false hope in your ability because they didn't, you know, dissected it, they broke it apart and stuff like that. That's the thing about the system. They don't allow your gift or your talent to be as is. It's a tool. When it comes to society, your art or your talent or your gift becomes a tool for them and for you. You know, one more so, you become the tool, and you know they're using you to your advantage because you're gifted in this area. So that's how I see it academically. Academically, it's just a tool. You know, so they're breaking you down. They're breaking down your spirit. They're breaking your spirit. That's what it is. That's the system. It's actually breaking your spirit, because your spirit is your talent. Your spirit is your gift. Your spirit is what you're born to do. But they're breaking this down. So that's how I was. You know, they was breaking my spirit over and over and over again. Nowadays, I done wrote, like I said, I wrote 3 books and I wrote poetry, and you know, it's my gift. But I really don't do nothing with it, and it's not because I'm broken down. It's more so of, you know, I don't have the access. You know, I'm at the point where I've tried and tried and tried, but this is not about me. This is not about me. This is about my son. So, like I said, that's where I struggle. I struggle with composition, reading composition, and composition, reading composition. I was in that class because I wasn't an outgoing person. It was more about it wasn't about my speech. It was more about my reading, because, you know, when you're reading aloud and you're participating with other people, it's easy for you to be accepted. It's easy for, you know, oh, there's nothing wrong with this child because this child is pronouncing everything because this child talks. In middle school and elementary, I was very, very shy. I rarely talked to anybody. So it's like, when you get me to read aloud, I get anxiety and I get afraid and I get scared because, you know, I'm being pointed out, and I don't even talk really. So how do you expect me? I'm not about, you know, I was to a point where I'm not reading aloud. It's hard for me to read aloud because I had communication skills. That's what it was. I didn't communicate with a lot of people. So when I'm reading aloud and you got the anxiety because you're afraid, you know, of everybody looking at you and they're going to judge you, it's not really about reading. You know, it's more so about that communication. I don't have the communication skill to really read, you know, aloud. So therefore they pinpoint you out like, oh, you know, this something is wrong with this person. You know, they're not reading how the other kids is reading. You know, these kids are reading perfectly. You know, their communication skills are perfect. So they pinpoint you out, like me specifically. They pinpoint me out and put me in this, you know, composition class, to where, you know, I'm separated from the crowd, and they focus on you privately to see if you're lacking, to see what's wrong. You know, is there actually something wrong? So they pull you out and individually they work on you, away from the crowd. So yeah, I was lacking. I always lacked throughout school with communication. Um, but eventually I got over that hunch with some help. But as for my son, like I said, you know, that's where I was, in 6th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade. That's where you should pinpoint, oh, this person has this person has that, this person is struggling here. You don't do it at the beginning where they actually start learning, because now, you know, that can break a child's spirit. Just think, if this child could understand everything you're saying right now and knew exactly what dyslexia was, just think how that child would feel. You know, oh, my teacher said I had dyslexia. You're breaking that child's spirit before they even got a chance. This child is just now learning how to read, to recognize these letters. You know, they recognize the letters in kindergarten, but they start putting the letters together and forming sentences in 1st grade. So you're knocking them before they even get started. That's all I was like, can my child make it to the 2nd grade before you label my child dyslexic already? So yeah, that was my little, that's how I feel about that. Let me go ahead and, I did my nose already. I was about to stick the solution in my nose. Oh snap. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish. I'm gonna do my 3 drops. 1, 2, 3. And then it takes 15 minutes to actually see the results. It really don't take 15 minutes. It's really, it takes probably like a few minutes, because it shows it right here. You know, as soon as I do the drops, it goes through. As soon as I do the drops, it's instantly absorbed. So you really don't have to wait 15 minutes because it's going to show you the results beforehand. But I guess waiting. I mean, when you see the results like instantly, I guess you can sit there and wait, just to see if anything changed. But really, when it first go through, those are the results. If there are any changes, then that's how you know you got to do the test again. But it's instant results. Like, I'm about to tell you what it is right now. Actually, this one I kind of messed up. Oh no, there we go. I was about to say, I ain't seen a line at first, so C and C is the letter C is what I got, and I'm pretty sure that is negative as many times as I did it. So yeah, C is negative, and that's what I got. And you always gotta check to make sure you're right. Yeah, negative. C is negative. All right, so that's my 3-month COVID test. It's been 3 months, so I wanted another COVID test, and I received the C, and C is negative, so negative for COVID. Don't have COVID. All right, so that was my little. I just needed to vent that, talk about that while I was talking about it. I had something to do.